Hey guys, welcome back to the cookie jar. Today we are doing the third recipe out of the blueberry muffin murder. It is called the Twin Chocolate Delights, which is this. So it's a very short recipe, just a little more than a page. We are preheating the oven and baking these straight off, so that's to 350. We are going to need 1 cup of butter, that's 2 sticks melted, 2.5 cups white sugar, half a cup of cocoa unsweetened for baking, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 beaten eggs, just whip them up with a fork, 3 cups of flour, no need to sift, 1 cup chopped nuts, optional, your choice of nut. I used pecans because it's what I had in my kitchen. And 2 cups of chocolate chips. It does not specify semi-sweet, milk, or anything like that. So just use either what you have or what you like, or a combination. So the first little tidbits in this are to do rounded teaspoons of dough, and then they'll flatten as you bake. I'm using the scooper, so it really shouldn't be an issue either way. Let's see. Then there's 2 little anecdotes at the end. It says, "Mother loves these cookies. If I bake them when she's mad at me, she sweetens right up. Twin Chocolate Delights. Cookies should freeze well, but I can't swear to that. They never last long enough to try it." I'm not really sure where these get their name, Twin Chocolate, because like it says, it's not like you're using 2 different types of chips or anything. So the only thing I can think of is between the chocolate chips and the cocoa powder being 2 different sources. I don't know. That one's just kind of named a little head shaky to me. But everything's laid out in the kitchen, so let's get in there and get started. Okay, so here is everything listed on our ingredients. It does seem like a lot of sugar, that 2.5 cups, but we'll see what we get. The first thing after we get the butter melted is it says to mix in the sugar. So that's 2.5 cups of sugar. And away we go. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is add our half a cup of cocoa. All right, so that's 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just gonna get that mixed up. So next we are adding in the eggs. That's 4 beaten eggs. Seems like a lot. So I'm really thinking this recipe is going to make a lot. Between 3 cups of flour, 2.5 cups of sugar, and 4 eggs. Either something's off or this is going to be a huge yield amount. Alright, now we're mixing in the 3 cups of flour, the cup of chopped nuts, and 2 cups of chocolate chips. Which I find strange that it says to add them all in at the same time. Don't think I've ever really seen that before. Normally it's add flour, then add this, and then stir these in. And now we're just going to clean the beaters off, clean up the counter space a little bit, and then pop the cookies onto the trays. I think I see why they say rounded teaspoons, because this seems like a very light dough. It doesn't really seem like something you're going to be able to compact. I keep double checking the recipe, like, did it really say 2.5 cups of sugar? That for some reason that amount's really throwing me off. Like, it just doesn't seem right. Okay, so here is a view of the dough, what it looks like. Now it does say greased cookie sheets, so if you don't have the mats, make sure you spray them with a non-stick spray. And then we're just going to get a scoop of it, which this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see the chips in there, but this is definitely a be very careful where you place them because you cannot move them cookie. I will say that the stove is very wet. Here's the first tray. All right, I'm just gonna get the rest of them done and then I will give you a final count. Okay, so we finished rolling them out. We got about 7 full batches. That's about 84 cookies. Now these guys are gonna go in the oven for about 10 minutes, cool on the sheets for 2, and then go on a wire rack to finish cooling. All right, so here we go. We are finally done baking. We have all of our cookies all laid out. Okay, so here is the final product for the twin chocolate delights. You can't really see just by looking at them, chocolate chips or the nuts. So, okay, they're good. I like them. I like it even better when I get a bite of one of the nuts. It's like a little extra surprise in there. They're not overly sweet. Like with that much sugar, I was so ready for these to be like a toothache sweet, but they're not. All of the chocolate really balances it out. I like these a lot. I definitely recommend adding the nuts. I don't care what kind of nut, but definitely add some kind of little nut in here. They're a bit like brownie cookies. They definitely have that rich chocolate to them. And so 10 out of 10, will probably definitely make again. So next week we are doing the little snowballs. That's the name of them. It's probably going to be a small little white ball. I've heard of them before. Hearing the name Little Snowballs makes me think of those like little Italian wedding cookies. So I bet that's what these are going to be. So if you're interested in seeing those, join us next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Okay, I'm adding to my further statement. These cookies are so freaking good. I ate one and I have not stopped thinking about them. Like, you've got to make them. I honestly think this is the best thing I have made so far. They're so good.